What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Couch Connect. My name is Joab, and I'm hosting on this couch today, Abel. How you doing, Abel?
I'm good, Mr. Job.
Nice to meet you, Abel. Nice to hang out with you. Nice to spend
That's
some time with
fine.
you today to have a chat. So, it is very funny. When I was driving here, I noticed a lot of wildlife. Do you love wildlife?
I do.
Okay.
Actually, they come at my backyard most of the time.
Okay.
Because wherever I live up here, I live in
Mm-hmm.
Elk River.
Mm-hmm.
We are next to a park
Okay.
with a lot of trees, a lot of wood.
Mm-hmm.
So they normally come, especially the deers.
Okay.
Yeah, you find them in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. That's fine.
Yeah, that's interesting. I decided to go for a jog
Mm-hmm.
just before we started the show this morning,
Mm-hmm.
and so I noticed a lot of so you guys have a park close by here called Hillside Park. I don't know if you've been
Yes.
there. So
Yes.
I went to Hillside Park. Hillside Park is a riders a
A
cyclist,
cycling, yeah, cycling
cycling
for
trail.
riders, yeah.
Yeah, and so I noticed a lot of deer hooves there.
Mm-hmm.
And do you have any other like dangerous animals? So say I don't know, bears or
Yeah, they do say we
coyotes.
have bears here.
Okay.
I mean, actually, when I moved over here, they were
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, there are a lot of bears around," but I haven't seen one. But they still say there's some bears, but I don't know what time they come out and what time they hide out.
Have you ever been scared? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
When you
sometimes
go
I scare, but not really. It's not
there?
really.
Yeah.
Normally, during the night and the day, you can, especially at night, you
Mm-hmm.
find the deers moving all over. Yeah, they close all over here, and we have, I think, fox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, those fox ones. They are
Yeah.
there.
What about coyotes? Do you have coyotes?
They do say they are there, but I haven't seen one.
I have a friend of mine who encountered a bear, and she was telling me the experience of her encounter with the bear. And so they were walking down I think they were visiting some park in Alberta,
Mm-hmm.
and so they were walking down the hill towards the base of the hill. And so it's evening, and now they're more relaxed. When they were going up, they were kind of scared. It was
Mm-hmm.
daytime; they were scared. They had all the bear spray
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. Now they get to the top of the hill, and they start coming down. It's kind of getting to nighttime,
Mm-hmm.
and they're almost at the end of the hill, of the mountain,
They're
or
almost
whatever.
done. They're getting home.
Yeah, they're almost getting home to the parking lot where they parked their car. So all the guys with the bear spray, now they were relaxed. They kept the bear spray in the
Oh, they have just
backpacks.
kept it now. They're like, oh, we are done. Oh, man.
No, you're done. And then guess what happens? Out of nowhere, there's a bear right in front of them. And so my friend was at the front, and then my friend is like, guys, there's a bear.
Calm down.
And so everybody stopped, turned around,
Uh-huh.
and started walking. So everybody's
Walking
walking
backward,
backwards.
where they come from.
Yes, which is dangerous
It's more dangerous, yeah,
because I
because
think,
it will attack you from the back.
yeah, it'll attack you from back. Because I think what they say is that when you see a bear, you should never turn your back around. You should
Yeah.
always face it.
Face it and then walk straight.
Walk straight either backward while making yourself big, waving your hands. I'm like, man, I don't know if I'll be brave enough to even start waving my hands around and stuff like that. I think I'll be too scared to even stand there.
But the much you make no noise, the much you scared. The much you look bigger than it, and stronger. I think there's a guy who told me what you are supposed to clap your hands or something, or
Yeah.
make some much noise
Yeah, you should. Yeah, I think you're supposed to do anything to
to
alert.
scare.
Yeah, to
And
scare
again, when
everybody.
you're walking by yourself in the forest, I think you're supposed to be making some funny noise
Yeah,
to alert even the animals which are in the front of you.
yeah,
Somebody's coming.
yeah,
So they try to give you way.
yeah. So
They let you go.
yeah, so they don't become surprised. You don't startle
Yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's a surprise. Yeah.
yeah,
Actually, animals they attack when they see a surprise.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too. I think maybe the dangerous ones are the ones with babies. With
But the babies, yeah, they don't move,
yeah,
so they wait to attack. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
yeah, which is dangerous. And so I've read all these stories of guys who hang out with bears, man, and I'm very scared, especially bears with the bears, all these bears with kids. There's a guy, I think his name was Michael Trethway or something. He used to call himself the bear lover or something, and he used to go up to I think Alaska, some hill in Alaska, and a plane would drop him, a helicopter would drop him, and then he'd set up a camp in that location, and hang out with the bears there. One time they attacked him and they killed him, and nobody knew that a bear had killed him because they I think he used to stay there for like 2 months, and so they drop him off and then come back 2 months later,
Oh.
and so when they come back, he's not there. I mean, he didn't show up to the location where they pick him up, and so they had to alert the wardens, and the wardens came, and they realized that he'd been killed, and they had to track down the bear that killed him. Somehow they found it, they killed it, because I think they say that when it attacks a human, and it probably, I don't know if they eat humans, but if they attack you, they might attack humans again because
Oh yeah,
they
it's a
now,
test of the blood.
yeah, they see humans as prey now, and so they will be attacking humans, which is kind of dangerous. And now, now that we're talking about bears, I know that you've been blessed to have kids, and so do you behave like a bear? I don't know.
Like the way they say, like a bear, bro.
Yeah, Papa Bear.
But Papa Bear. I don't know much about bears, the way they take care of their family. Yeah, actually, I came to learn about bears when as much I came to the US.
Okay.
I didn't know much about them in Africa.
Yeah.
But
You used to
basically,
hang out with teddy bears.
yeah, teddy bears, yeah. But basically, the way I was brought up, and with the values and the much I understand and the much, it's a responsibility which you develop. It's like something switching. I mean, you just switch without even you yourself knowing that you are now a dad. You just start taking responsibilities. That's why you find like an animal, when it's getting babies or it's prepared, you find it's preparing. Yeah, you're preparing for a place where it's gonna give birth, maybe. Like even the birds, even
Yeah.
the
I think they call it nesting.
nesting, yeah, nesting.
When I was getting my kid, I remember I suddenly started clearing the house. I mean, I'm a hoarder, man. I suffer from hoarding. I buy everything.
It's
and I
like the
hoard.
same like me. I normally get problems with my wife because she likes throwing stuff out.
Yes.
But me, I know, I normally tell her, this is a house, this is a home. You need to have this. You need to have everything. I don't have to go look for something when I need it. So it's a big house. I mean, I can just keep it somewhere, and then the time I need it, I know it's there.
You know it's there, yeah.
And maybe I might be getting friends or neighbors who are visiting or relatives who are visiting. I mean, I need to have extra things to share.
Yeah, which is very. I think we're gonna come back to friends and hoarding, and you'll tell me more about that because I think I also have stories about all these hoarding stories. But yeah, so you do the nesting.
You do the nesting and then you prepare about those. I cut a lot of activities which I used to do much, and I gave much of my attention and much of my time to my family. Yeah, even the friends I used to hang out with, things change. You find that they didn't need you, the kids didn't need you.
Yeah.
And now you are there for them each and every minute, and then now you find yourself protecting them. Or
Yeah. Protecting your kids.
your
now.
kids and your wife. You find like you have I mean, your mind switches in a way that you can't even control it.
Yeah.
It just naturally comes out of you. Like now you can even tell, this baby. I mean, there's a feeling you find in you whereby instinct tells you, he's hungry.
Yeah.
Or he needs another diaper change. Or now.
So you just sit down and you're looking at this guy looks hungry.
Looks hungry. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it comes with time, and with time you spend with them, you know how you can see he's feeling unwell today. Yeah, you can tell now he needs a nap. So those things, they come naturally with time. When you spend time with them, it's when you learn them more, and then you switch to love them more. Yeah.
Okay. So before your babies are born, were you are you trying to say you are not responsible?
I wasn't responsible, but I was taking care of myself.
Okay.
It's just me. Yeah. And I could not take take much caution on what to do, and I wasn't conscious of time. I was conscious of time, especially. You can go, let's say, you can go visit a friend, and then you spend time over there. Because you are not worried about what's happening back at home. You can come late and sleep. You can have dinner wherever you are.
True. And I think that's used to be my experience. Even when before my baby came, I just used to get up and I drive wherever, and then I'd sleep. Go
And you can
visit
sleep over
a friend and sleep over there.
Yes, you don't have to come home.
And I don't have to come home. And I feel like right now, even going to visit those friends sometimes, especially when my daughter is around, when I'm hanging out with my daughter, it's very hard for me to.
Yeah, sometimes you feel like it's time wasting. Really, it's not time wasting, but you feel like it's better to hang out with your kids to know them much more, and there's some things you might develop them more, and you feel like you find yourself it's your responsibility. There's nobody who can do for them. It's you, especially I came to realize in the US, it's because, let's say, in these Western countries,
Yeah.
back in Africa, lessing kids, it's like a village.
Mm-hmm.
The entire community
is
can help
involved.
you. Your
Yeah.
cousins, your brothers, whoever was passing can, even the neighbor can, can assist you.
Yeah.
Here, I don't know even my neighbor. You can see even my kid going off, Oh, the magic can do just wave.
Yeah.
Wave, like, is caring, Are you guys okay? Okay, that's fine. That's it.
I think even right now, many urban centers in Africa are like that, or yeah. I mean, like neighbors know hanging out with their friends or taking care of each other's kids. But yeah, so yeah, let's come back. The much your neighbor can do is just wave at your kid
You wave at
over
the
here.
kid, yeah.
Yeah.
You just wave at the kid, and it's so the much responsibility lies on you.
Yeah.
So that's where you find yourself. You have to be a papa bear.
Okay.
You just find yourself. I mean, we just came to know that terminology over here, but now,
Yeah. So you just find yourself being,
papa bear, yeah.
a guy who's very protective around their kids.
Protective, and then supportive, and you must be a resource for them. You are the resource. One thing I came to realize, which is funny, these kids are independent. They don't, especially when they're young. You go to work, you work for them.
Yeah.
You bring the money. The same money you bring, you go do shopping. You feed them. After you feed them, you help them go
Go to the washroom.
go to the washroom.
Yeah.
Take that over. You make them sleep. You make them shower. You make them dress.
Yeah.
You see how busy your life is.
Yes.
Even your friends are like, "Oh, what happened? I mean, where have you been?" Well, people, they don't understand.
Especially those who don't have kids.
You don't have kids.
Or who have grown,
yeah.
adult kids.
The funny thing, what came to realize, the funny part,
Yeah.
God, I don't know, it's God, or we were made in a way that once that process is gone, like once you go through that process of raising kids,
Yeah.
you forget.
You forget about the challenges of
Those challenges, you forget those challenges. Again, like once your firstborn is here, you take care of him, you get all the challenges. After like 1, 2, 3 months, you forget what happened. You find your second born is coming. Because when you are still in the challenge, you're like, man, I'm not gonna, no.
Yeah, so when the first one comes and you're experiencing all these challenges, you're like, man, I'm done.
I'm done.
Yeah,
man.
I don't want more kids.
No,
Yeah.
and especially the challenges of, you see what's going on. The way you're up and down with them, carrying the car seats, and it's a lot. And then you're like, man, I'm not. But later you realize, oh, I mean, you forget. Even even my wife, when she was going through the pregnancy and everything, I'm like, oh, she's going through hell. Giving the birth process, it's going through hell. We are like, no, honey, I don't think we need this.
Yeah, we don't need this again. This is the last one.
And we are done. But down the line, God made us in a way that it brushes off everything.
Yeah.
And then you find yourself,
another one is coming.
Another one is on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And then, so do you become scared? At that moment when the new one is coming. Let's say you were scared the first time and you say we're done and we don't want this, and then you realize that you get another one. There's another one on the way. So are you ever scared in that moment, or like, oh man, so how are we gonna do this? We're gonna go through the same challenges we went through.
Not really.
Yeah.
Especially from my part, okay. For the women, my wife, I know she gets scared.
Yeah.
But me, I'm not really. What because I have the experience of what I've gone through with the first one.
Yeah.
So you find that I'm just okay. Yeah, and I'm happy. With the pregnancy process, you see how the baby's kicking in the tummy. You see how things are going. You're excited. How is he gonna look like? Is he gonna be a girl? Is he gonna be a boy? And then now you feel like you are anxiously waiting for a newborn again. Yeah. So you don't get scared.
Yeah, so I'll tell you my experience when when I learned that my wife was getting a baby. So I was out in Vancouver for a conference, And so towards the end of my conference, my wife came to visit me over the weekend. And so I had gifted myself this VR headset, and I just bought it on I think the day before she came. And so the day she came, I was done with my conference, and we decided to tour Vancouver a little bit. But that evening, so we changed hotel rooms. We went to a bigger hotel because when she came, and so I'm there trying out my VR set. If I backtrack a little bit, before that we'd gone to the store, to the grocery store to get a pregnancy test kit, because it happens that we had been visiting my cousin. My cousin was having his wedding, and then my wife had gone to Idaho to spend time with her sister, and then it happened that when she was there, she vomited once, and the mom was visiting there as well. But it happens that when she vomited, they thought it was a tummy ache or something, and she never, and nothing like that ever happened again. And she was okay. They gave her some medication, I guess, some Tylenol or something, and she was fine. So she's in now. She's come back to Toronto and then joins me over in Vancouver for the conference, and then for some weird reason, she realized this that what, I feel like I think I haven't had my period. I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So what does she do? So we decide to go and buy the
kid.
testing kit, but we forget about it because it's not in our timeline. I mean, we were ready for a kid, but we were not actively looking for a kid. And then it happens that, man, and now I'm in the hotel room. I'm over there. I'm playing with my VR set, and then my wife comes to me. I have the VR set on, and she's like, "Honey, I have something to tell you." You have something to tell me? Okay. So I take off the VR set and, okay, so what is it? You got to guess. I got to guess? Okay, so what am I guessing here? I mean, I don't know. Did you have a gift you brought me from Idaho? And I'm like, no, something else. I think I tried guessing maybe 2, 3 more things, and I couldn't remember what it was. And then out of nowhere, she pulls the
The
test
kid, the
strip
test. Yeah.
and gives it to me. He's like, so I tested, and the results were
There are two
those.
strips.
What that I don't even remember how many strips there were, but so those are the results, and I'm like, okay, so what does this mean?
A plus and a VE.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember, but I think there was maybe a strip and 2 strips or something like
Yeah, yeah,
that.
some, yeah.
And then I asked her, so what does this mean? She said in the kit, in the test,
In the
testing
testing
instructions,
instructions,
it says that if it is 2 strips, then it is positive. She probably said something like that. And I said, yeah, then that's what it is. In that moment, I was like, oh boy, what just happened?
now I'm jailed forever.
I, I
I'm a dad.
I don't think I said like I'm jailed forever. I was like, what happened? I was so scared. I was so scared in that moment.
Wow.
But in my face over, I'm like, oh yes, congratulations. This is the this is the
Best moment.
best
But
news
deep
ever.
in you, you're
Deep
some.
inside, man, I am like, what? Am I gonna be able to handle this? Because
I know.
I see all around me, man. I see all the way people are, talk about parenthood and handling their kids and stuff like that. And I was so scared. And so at the same time, I told myself something. I told myself, you know what, Job, you got like 8 months or 7 months to go. Maybe it was like 8 months, 9 months to go. So in these 8 months, I'm gonna understand the process. I'm gonna get ready, and somehow I calmed myself that way. And even when we kept, I honestly feel like there's sometimes I was like, maybe it was a false positive. You know? I will always remember that. And I'm not sure if I've shared this story with my wife. I know I've shared this story with a couple of people, but I'm gonna share it with her again. But I'm very happy with the way I handled it in that moment. I assured her that it's gonna be fine, because I'm like, what would have happened if I told her that
What were in you?
what was in me, man? What? You're pregnant? Oh my goodness! What's gonna happen? I think she'd probably be more scared too, because I think
Yeah,
she
yeah.
was scared in
She
that
was scared.
moment.
I'm very sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
which is what you said right now, that you don't know about how the wives
Yeah.
feel, about how you feel like you're ready and stuff like that. But I feel like maybe sometimes the wives could be somewhat scared. What do you think about your parents? I mean, I'm not sure if you're in the same generation, but your parents are probably older and in a different generation than my parents. What do you think that experience was like for them when they learned that they were becoming pregnant? They were getting babies.
But by then with them, the much I know, they could not tell. It was not easy for them to tell unless somebody has to see like physically,
Your stomach is
your
growing
stomach's
big. Yeah.
bloating. You know, they can say, "Oh, are you pregnant?" And maybe if somebody's missing his periods, that's maybe 3 to 4 months. It's when they will tell. Yeah, I don't know much about them, but the good thing, there's something I forgot to tell you. The first one, if the first one is in place, the second one is in place again. Now, the good thing, you find you have experiences of the firstborn and then the secondborn now, and the much type you bought. I know, man. My firstborn, I spent a lot of money on him.
New baby, you need them to have the best life.
I mean, you don't know. You are very excited. I spent a lot of money on my firstborn son. Even I remember the first birthday. It was
It was a blast.
a blast.
My daughter is just turning a year old, and I know we're gonna do something massive. I hope that
When I look back,
yeah.
we really didn't need to do that.
Okay.
Even I could have invested that thing somewhere else. Okay, but it's okay. It's for him. Yeah, I spent a lot of money. I mean, I was buying things even I don't need. But out of the feeling you have, this is my son, I have to do this and this, and you find that the things you bought, even during the birthday, they're not even used. They're just there. They go to waste. So, whatever I was trying to tell you again is another thing. The good thing is
Yeah,
the clothes
yeah.
and the stuff you bought, the
For the firstborn, yeah.
toys. Yeah, some clothes, Sometimes you find I bought a lot of clothes for my firstborn. Clothes, shoes, a lot of them.
Yeah.
But now you find that I have new clothes he never wore, even one time. New shoes. They just come in and they never wore because he had a favorite. Other players are the favorites.
Yeah.
Now the good thing now you find the second one is using the same, yeah, and they're still new.
Yeah. Yeah, because so what I've done is for our daughter we have all these clothes that we bought, and I also feel like I bought so much, and also friends give
Yeah,
us
friends
so many
actually.
clothes.
Also I got it from friends, a lot of them. Yeah,
Yeah, and
a lot.
I don't know about you, man. Like us, we got so many diapers. We actually never had to buy diapers. We've never had to buy diapers. For the entire time that my daughter has been born, and it's been like like 10 months or something. So we had like enough supply. And now what I'm actually doing is I'm actually gifting some of those diapers out because she's overgrown some of them, and
The best thing you can do, you take them back, you get a credit, and then you buy something else.
oh, they will accept them
Yeah.
when I don't have a receipt.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
They do. Like Walmart, you take them back, and they give you
credit.
a credit,
And then you can buy something
and then you
else.
will buy something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or you can
As
get
long as
bigger diapers
as long
or
as
something.
the same store as the same type of diapers.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you may think like let's say like which one do we have?
So my daughter uses Huggies a lot.
The
But we
Huggies,
also got some Pampers and
Pampers
stuff.
here, and up and up. Up and up is for Target, and Huggies it's both, but they have a code.
Okay.
They have a code for Walmart and they have a code for
Oh,
Target.
you could find Pampers, but the Pampers in Walmart are not the same
They're
as the
the same like
Pampers
this one.
in
Yeah, they have a code they
Target.
use.
Okay.
So you can take them to Walmart and then they check their code. If it's their code, okay, they just give you a store credit.
Okay.
You
If
can buy
it's
something
not,
else for the year. Yeah.
then you'll have to find whatever store. And some of this diaper, man, we don't know whether some of our friends bought them from. But I'm gonna try that because so now what we did is we took most of the stuff and kept it in our storage, and taken most of the storage, and we got the clothes that I bought for my daughter. I just got a hint from you because I'm like, all these clothes that we bought for my daughter now, they're filling the storage too. I mean, we have so many
I know
of
you have
those.
so many.
Yeah, and now I'm like, what am I gonna do with them? I've been thinking of donating them, but now that you told me, maybe we're gonna get a second one and third one. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe I should keep them
You
and
just
and
keep
we
them.
can
Just
we
keep
can
them in a
use
safe
them.
place. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have to repeat buying the same stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you don't know it's a boy or a girl. So just keep them.
Yeah, and maybe some of the clothes are cross-shared, I
Yeah,
guess. Yeah. What does your wife think about your children sharing clothes, or the bunch of people that you talk to out here? What do they think about people, their kids sharing clothes with their new kids?
With me, I don't see it like a bad thing. Okay, that's from my own perception. Yeah. So I see that it's not a bad thing because it saves you a lot. But before
Before the baby is born.
before the baby is born,
You're like,
I
all my
mean,
kids.
you need a new clothes, man.
Yeah.
You need a new clothes.
Yeah.
But what I came to realize when the baby is very young, man, when it's a newborn, so when it's a newborn, it needs new clothes. Those which go underneath the skin, and okay, those which goes direct to the skin. So they need to be 100% cotton, and they need to be new
Okay. So, and that's when the baby is a newborn?
when they're newborns.
Okay.
So don't use
Don't reuse
don't
the
use
newborn clothes. Okay.
don't use them when he's new. When he's a newborn, I mean, go for new clothes. Just some like 6 pairs. You have like 6 pairs, and then you can change. And especially the under, how do you call them? The clothes which go under.
And the first contact with the skin.
The skin, they need to be new.
Okay.
And they need to be 100% cotton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Around my daughter's clothes, 100% cotton. I don't know that. That's something new. Maybe I should go and check. Yeah.
Actually, even us, even as the adults, me, my clothes, the clothes which go next to my body, straight.
So like your t-shirt right now is cotton.
No, this side doesn't matter. But my vest,
Yeah.
it's 100%. It should
it's
be
gotta be
100%
cotton.
My underwears, they need to
They
be
should be
100% cotton.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is
And my socks, 100% cotton.
Okay. Yeah, that's something new. I have a cousin of mine, and he normally tells me that anything that connects you to the ground should be firm and sturdy and safe. So he tells me that your shoes, your bed, your mattress, your tires, anything else I'm forgetting, maybe your seat, your chair, whatever you sit on, like you sit on most of the time. Yeah, should be firm and should be good quality because they're connecting you to the ground. And so if you're wearing bad shoes, you don't have a good connection to the ground, and you're probably not unsafe. And especially the mattress. And he was telling me this when we went into this store and they were selling beds. Man, they had like $5,000, $10,000 beds. I'm like, man, why would I buy a $10,000 bed? I mean, I'm okay with my mattress. I think at that point I was sleeping on a mattress on the floor. I was a minimalist back then. I was sleeping on a mattress on the floor, and I was perfectly okay with that. But he told me, man, you need this. And then we were checking out mattresses at Dr. Mattress, or I think it's called Slumberland.
Slumberland, yeah, Slumberland mattresses.
Maybe that's not the name of the store that we're checking the mattresses out. But they had all these expensive mattresses. That had all this crazy stuff that they would do the mattresses. But I got the point. I mean, I still haven't.
But you know what's funny? It matters where you come from. It matters how you understand about life. Not every car is a car.
Okay.
Not every product is a product. It matters the quality of it. Yeah. I mean, you can find somebody, even the mattresses we sleep on.
Yeah.
We normally see a mattress as a mattress. But most people have backaches because of the poor mattress.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, people have. I mean, you wake up in the morning, you feel like, oh man, I'm having like how do you call it? A stitch?
Yeah.
Something, oh man. Yeah, you feel like, I have a sharp pain in my back. It came last night. Nah, you start taking Tylenol, like painkillers. You start taking ibuprofen. But they come because the way you slept. Okay. Some mattresses, once you press them, they go in, they stay like that. They don't bring you back. You see? Yeah. I mean,
they don't have that springy effect.
Yeah.
And so it's a poor quality mattress.
It's a poor quality mattress. And again, everything right now, everything is about how much money do you make out of it. The profit margin.
Yeah, that's the manufacturers.
The manufacturers. So that's why you see, sometimes most of us, we don't understand what people are going for. Like when you go to you find somebody driving the same car and having the other car, you're like, oh, a car is a car. No.
There's an experience.
People know what they want.
Okay.
Yeah. And people don't buy, again, this etymology, I don't know, people don't buy a product. They buy the satisfaction.
Okay. The satisfaction they get from the
satisfaction. Yeah. People don't care about iPhone. People take care about what iPhone delivers. Yeah. That satisfies me. True. So that's why you take things back. That's why you see American stores, most of them, they take things back. I mean, it did not it did not satisfy. It did not meet my expectations. You take it back. Yeah. So if you know that thing, people buy satisfaction. People don't buy the product.
Yeah, true. And I would, I mean, honestly, I would say that, giving all props to Android fans out there, I am a late adopter of technology. It takes me a very long time before I adopt, consumer technologies. I mean, I'm a scientist, and I use a lot of technology in my research and in my experiments and stuff like that. And but this is technology that is supposed to be used, so it's professional technology, and I use that. But when it comes to consumer technology like televisions, cell phones, computers, and stuff like that, I'm a late adopter. So for a very, very long time, I knew that I needed to move over to the Apple ecosystem, mostly because of the
Because I remember last time I met you, you used
mhm,
to have
a BlackBerry.
a BlackBerry.
I was a BlackBerry fan for the
Yes,
longest.
yeah. So I'm like, man, why don't you move to the iPhone?
Before I even moved to BlackBerry, I was on the Symbian, like the Nokia, and
The Nokia,
and Siemens cell
Siemens,
phones
and the
and Samsung
Moto.
Motorola. I was a fan of, I was very scared of, all this new technology and me using all this new technology. And so when I started using, I think my first smartphone was, then I moved to BlackBerry. And I stayed on BlackBerry for a very long time because, the security, and because I learned that BlackBerry is a very secure company and stuff like that. I moved on to, BlackBerry, even when I moved to Android, my first Android phone, I think, was maybe I got a Samsung at some point, but I went back to a BlackBerry Android phone. I think it was a Priv or something like that, because I believed in, the security and stuff like that. So I'm a very late adopter of technology. I would use Apple products were giving me a good quality when I'm, or fast turnaround when I'm working on my films and stuff like that. I decided to move, like, a MacBook and iMac and an iPad and all this, but my phone was still an Android. But I was like, man, I don't want Android because I
I
don't want
mean,
iPhone because I can't
yes,
send
you're
data.
compatible.
They're not compatible. And so everybody told me, man, you need to move to iPhone. You need to move to iPhone. And so for a very long time, I was still on Android. Now, one day I was visiting some hills in Quebec, a province called Quebec in Canada, and with these friends of mine, I had my phone in my pocket, and I was running on a railway track against a friend of mine called Jean Luc, and I was racing against Jean Luc. I had sandals on my feet on the railway, so balancing on the railway track. And I slipped and fell onto the railway track. My femur would have been broken in two, man, if it was not for my Android phone. My Android phone broke into, or bent, like, into a 90-degree angle and saved my femur. And so I get up from there. I'm happy. I'm safe. For the first time, everybody cared. I look around and I see people falling around and stuff happening to people, and nobody cares. And people walk around, man. I fell on that day, and there was all these strangers, all these tourists who
They
were
came
touring
in.
the place. Man, they came to check
You okay?
if I was
You okay?
okay, man. And I was so impressed. But anyways, I get up and my phone is broken in two. But guess what? 2 days before, I was in my lab, and I took pictures of this experiment that I'd set up, and I intended to go back on, the next day after I come back from Quebec, and, continue that experiment. But because I'd taken everything aside, I had to take a photo of
For
the
you to know
setup
how
for
you're
me
gonna
to
put them
remember
back.
how I had assembled
Yeah.
the components of my experiment. So I look at my phone is broken, and I can't get the data because I hadn't,
You didn't have an iCloud or anything.
I think they have Google Photos or something.
Something, yeah.
So I hadn't synced. I think I had to manually keep syncing the photos, but for those days I hadn't synced the photos. Man, I felt so bad. I
You
felt so
lost
bad,
them.
and that is the day I decided to buy an iPhone. So it wasn't long
Yeah.
ago. It wasn't long
Because yeah, the
ago.
last time I remember
Yeah,
you were an Android guy.
yeah, I've
You were
always been an
always
Android
with,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah, and so I went and I got an iPhone, and now I'm happy with the ecosystem because I'm able to easily transfer my data from my icon. So, for example, if I want to send a file to one of my students or something like that, I just grab my phone, or and I can I can access a file that is on iCloud but it's also
Whatever
either
you
on my
are.
computer
Yeah.
from wherever I am. And I appreciate that, like the quality of life, or what did you call it?
It makes life easier.
Yeah, there's a term that you used. People buy the
Satisfaction.
the satisfaction. Yes,
Yeah.
the satisfaction that I get from using all these products, man, it is so nice. I mean, I know there's bad things that go on with the manufacturing of these phones and stuff like that. Maybe I'll find a guest to talk about that sometime. But I mean, I get what you mean. So
So they are trying to make everything user friendly. Like even the any product you bring in the market, you must make it user friendly, and in that you can capture your target of the clients you want or the customers you want. And another thing, satisfaction is the main point people forget. I don't need a what can I say? You want even the food. You go buy food because of you buy the kind of food you want to satisfy yourself.
yes.
Like this water I'm drinking here, if it doesn't work for me, like quench my thirst, I don't need it.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, true.
Yeah, I don't need it.
Are you one of those people who like drinks expensive water and stuff like that? I've found those people drink expensive water.
No, with me, I came to realize it doesn't make any sense. I used to.
Okay,
I came to realize it doesn't make
for a
sense.
while.
For a while, I used to. I used to buy it, yeah. But sometimes there is this water you find. The taste is different. I don't know. There are some minerals or some concentrates in there, but you find the taste is different. Especially the pure water plus versus the spring water. Spring water, you find it's expensive, but I've never liked it because the taste is, you feel like I mean, it's not cold enough for me. Yeah.
I'm one of those people who is particular with my water though. All these expensive waters that have a taste, I don't like them. I mean, I do drink sparkling water, like lemon sparkling water, but I don't find satisfaction in drinking all these expensive waters that are meant to
Like
be
a
cool.
Hawaiian.
Yeah, like I think they have Fiji
Fiji
water.
water.
Yeah,
Very expensive.
Yeah, I have a cousin of mine who drinks Fiji water a lot. So at some point, I decided I was going on this trip and I bought a whole pack of Fiji water, kept in my trunk, and to keep drinking. But I'm like, man, I don't find this thing that people say that it has this nice taste and you feel so nice when you drink it and stuff like that. For me, I don't find
Sometimes it's
that.
a name. Sometimes it's a name and a
Yeah.
mentality. You capture people. The
Yeah.
mentality.
And
Yeah.
so honestly,
It's
what
the
I
same
drink,
thing.
I drink great value water, from Walmart.
Yeah, that's
It's the cheapest water. I love it. I also do drink tap water, but growing up and with the stigma that I have for tap water, tap water being unsafe for drinking, sometimes I'm not able to get off of that, and then I go to this you watch these documentaries and they're saying that there's these buildings which are like 70 years old and the piping hasn't
The
been
Bible has been there
changed,
for, yeah, that's true. That's
stuff
true.
like that.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I'm scared. I'm like, man, all this water that's being piped. I live in the city of Toronto, and so I'm like, all this pipe.
And those
water,
pipes have been there down there for years and years.
yeah, and
That's
I'm
the
like,
thing.
what if some corrosion has just been happening?
It
I'm
happens.
taking all
It
that
happens.
corrosion
I
into
mean,
my body.
there's no way you can take care of. I mean, even the sewages, they leak, they come in.
Yeah,
And
probably.
it's been down there for years. You don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's very sad. One of the things that we have up in Canada is nuclear waste, and companies dumping waste in local populations, and unfortunately some of this waste is dumped in a place that we call aquifers, which is where the table of water is sitting that is feeding this community. So that is that this community uses to drink and stuff like that, and so they never realized that this waste has been sitting on an aquifer until it's so late. It's been there for so long. By the
So
time they
people
realize
benefit.
that it's been what they did maybe 20 years ago, people are already being affected now, and it's already too late. And some stuff like that is so sad. And yeah. And hopefully the water that we drink, I mean, it's not it's not going from those places. So that's what I'm scared about sometimes. I'm like, where do they get this water from? They say it's spring water, but where is this spring water coming from?
But the good thing, all I can say is the water you drink direct, like the water you get and drink.
From like a spring.
No, the water you get, like any water you access, or whatever you buy it from the shop, you buy it from the store. That water should be water which is processed.
Okay.
I mean, all the it's killed with the germs and everything.
And stuff is just
But yeah, that's the best water to drink.
okay.
It doesn't matter, it's spring water, as long as it's bottled. I mean, it went through a process. But sometimes people, especially in Africa, people don't trust the processing companies. So that's why people go specifically for some specific companies.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Desani,
Yeah.
you see the water comes from the Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
It just
Because it's gone through this, I think,
osmosis.
quality assurance.
Yeah, something, yeah.
Reverse osmosis and stuff like that. Yeah.
And they're prominent companies. But now if you go to these, even you go to villages, people are packing water they're selling. They go to tap water because it's you can use your eyes through and you see it's clear.
Yeah.
You put in the tap.
I've actually seen someone doing this in their kitchen.
People do it.
And they're making money. So what they're doing is they have a reverse osmosis kit in their kitchen. It's so I think they get it for like $1,000, which is 100,000 shillings in Kenya back then. And so what they would do is they would then take the tap water through the reverse osmosis process and then directly into a bottle. And then they would, cover it with a lid, and then they have this sealing machine.
Sealing machine and everything.
And then they seal it, and then they're selling it on the street and stuff like that.
So
yeah, maybe it is safe.
No, it's not safe. Yeah, because you can't. Not everybody is trusted.
Yeah, maybe the handling of
the water and even the osmosis. I mean, you can say people can do like 10 to 50 bottles through the same process, but
if you're doing a million bottles,
a million of them, some people, you have employees there, you pay them, you don't pay them the much they want sometimes. So people can they can decide, because you can't tell the water.
Yeah.
Unless, it's going through the process with the naked eyes.
Unless it's very brown or
very brown or something's there, or some impurities in there.
Yeah.
So that's why people say sometimes go for things which are just from prominent companies. You have like Dasani. Yeah, that's why people go VG. And there are things which are made easily. So that's why people you find somebody for his satisfaction, he goes for some products which are not easily you cannot make them easily. You cannot even forge them. The way the test and and even the bottle, the way they do it, once you mess that bottle, it's messed up.
Like the quality assurance is crazy. It's like the McDonald's French fries.
Yes. When you try to make them, you cannot.
Yeah.
Even the Coca-Cola. The Coke.
Yeah,
the Coke itself.
Yeah, Coke.
Coke and Pepsi.
Yeah,
they
have a different.
They are very different.
Taste. Yeah, true. And I hear sometimes about the history of those companies that they have some intertwining. I think they're like relatives or something.
I feel like I also they were brothers. Yeah,
I've had that too. I should verify that. But so let's talk about this. We just talked about McDonald's French fries and Coke. Now that we're talking about it, I know that. So growing up, I guess you probably weren't. Were you eating McDonald's a lot, or not necessarily McDonald's, but like French fries and stuff like that?
No, actually, French fries I came to know about them later. When I came to know when I was in high school. Yeah. When I was in high school, like Form 1, it's when I'm like, oh, they're fries.
Yeah, that's like grade 9.
And we used to call them chips.
Okay. Yeah.
And then with the tomato sauce, I'm like, oh, what's this? Okay. And then we eat them. I mean, okay. And then it was a big thing. Fries and chicken, which are deep-roasted.
Yeah.
Basically,
deep fried,
yeah. And basically, when I grew up, and I never saw things which have been deep fried a lot. Like mandazi, those mandazi, my mom never used to make mandazi. The magic, what she used to make is chapati. So I never saw deep frying stuff.
Yeah, I actually think that. Do you think cooking oil was expensive, such that when you are deep frying, you need to use a lot of oil, and so oil was would that have
not
been a
necessarily
reason?
that.
Okay.
I mean, my mom never loved mandazi.
Okay,
I don't know
I
for some
see.
reason. Yeah.
So mandazi is, for those who don't know, mandazi is what exactly is mandazi?
Mandazi is more of like bread.
Okay.
It's more of like the baking flour. You mix it, and then you.
It's like a donut.
Like a donut. And then
so
you
like
fry it.
Yeah, so it's in your local dialect. Okay.
Mandazi is a Swahili word.
Okay, Swahili. Okay, great. Yeah, so you never grew up eating fried products or
Fried
fried
product,
food
no.
and stuff like that. Okay.
So when I until I was like, or from one is like grade 9.
Yeah, that's
But
grade
I was,
9.
I was like grade 9. So like, and then we used to find this in the big restaurants. It's when you see fries, French fries. Then there we are, Form 2, Form 3, like grade 9, grade 10, grade 12. Came up, going to university. Now it's when you come to realize fries were potatoes.
So you actually all this time you never
We
knew
never knew
that French fries were made from potatoes.
Yeah, we never knew. We knew like some, some unique thing. Yeah, it's like it's some product. Maybe they find it somewhere, then they come fix it. Oh man, this is just, you can make it even at home. Yeah, yeah, sure. And even, even deep frying even chicken. We never knew chicken. We knew chicken was being, you cook it. Yeah, you cook it, and for some reason I don't know. We never knew about this broiler. This chicken which just felt soft.
Yeah. So you all the chicken you ate was
Was
old chicken.
the traditional chicken.
Yeah.
Not the traditional one. The one come from the
Like organic
organic
free
chicken. Yeah,
range
yeah,
chicken.
free range chickens. Yeah,
But I think also they were older chickens. So
they're
they were
older
like
chickens.
like
Yeah,
2 years old,
2 years.
3 years
Yeah,
old. Yeah.
that chicken, when you have to cook it for a while. Yeah. Things are changing. When I look back, I don't know what's going on. Things are changing a lot, because I remember even chicken for dinner. People used to cook it from, let's say, 1 o'clock.
And that's the yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, 1 o'clock,
So,
and then
so the chicken you're gonna eat at dinner like
yes,
6-7 p.m.
yeah,
You
it's
start cooking at
1
1 p.m.
o'clock, and then you cook it until around 4, and then they cook it and then they fry it now.
So you got by cooking you mean boiling.
Boiling, yeah, just
Okay.
boiling, yeah,
So
by
you
boiling.
boil it to soften it because it was
Softening,
very,
yeah, it's so
very
hard.
hard.
You just put water and some salt, and you leave it on fire. Yeah, let it boil and boil and boil and boil and boil, because it's so hard.
And it's like open fire, like in
Yeah, it was open fire.
three stones
Yeah,
with,
the 3
with
stones
firewood.
and the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And we didn't have okay, I remember we used to have gas, but gas used to just for warming food, because gas was expensive.
So gas was expensive.
Yeah,
So
the gas.
you
Okay,
get the propane tank.
the propane tank, you put it down there. Yeah,
You put it on, and then you only use that to warm food.
just warm food.
Okay.
But basically,
But you never grew up with piped gas.
No,
Okay.
pipe gas. I've come to see it in the US.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
The propane is put in a tank. Those smaller cylinders.
Yeah.
You know,
So you go buy those
you
cylinders.
go by,
like-
yeah, you fill them, and then you have a cooker, and then you mount them with a pipe from the cylinder. Yeah, that's how we grew. And then it was basically for warming food in the morning.
When you're rushing to
Go
school or
to
something.
school, yeah, just warming food.
Yeah. And do you think everybody could afford that, or was it something that?
Yeah, people could afford it, but getting the information about it, people didn't know about it, and by then, accessing it was you have to go to far.
You have to go to the city or
The
something.
city, yeah, to go access it, and carry it all the way. And once it's done, and people used to go to the city. Let's say once or twice in a year.
Damn. Okay. So you go to the city once or twice a year. You buy all
And you have to guarantee you're gonna go. People get local stuff there.
Okay.
Yeah, you get tomatoes and the onions. You really need to cook anything.
So whatever you can buy from whatever you can buy from around your home is what you get, and that's what you use.
That's what you use. Yeah.
Okay. That was very interesting.
Yeah. People use mostly what I saw, it's paraffin. Paraffin. People used to buy paraffin. Paraffin it's more of gas. It's a gas.
Yeah, it's a type of petroleum product.
Petroleum product. Yeah, and they use it like for lighting in the house.
So you'd use that to light up a lamp.
A lamp, in the house.
Yeah. And you'd also use it to cook food.
Some people used to cook food with it.
Okay, so the ones who used to cook food, it's kind of expensive. You use it to cook food.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's expensive.
And so firewood is readily accessible.
Yeah, because you're in the village and the woods are all over. Okay. So if you find the wood, it was easier going to foods from easier, and then you put the 3 stones, and then you know how you do it. And the charcoal. Yeah, charcoal. Yeah, we used to use charcoal. I remember. Yeah. That's how we grow.
So going back to the fried food then. So what's your experience with that kind of food now? Like French fries and fried chicken and um, mandazi, I guess. Do you eat a lot of that now?
No. Now I came to realize, I mean, it's more of junk food.
Okay.
It's food. I mean, sometimes plenty of stuff when you find it, it was okay. By then, once I got them, I was very happy because it's a chips, it's a fries. I mean, but with my much access, they're all over, and you're adding weight with them. I came to realize, hey man, this thing I'm adding weight. This thing, you eat, and then the next minute you're hungry again. You had to eat more.
Yeah.
And I came to learn about more. Oh, these were only bare potatoes, just the normal potatoes we used to eat.
Yeah.
Right now I don't. At the moment I don't prefer them.
You don't enjoy them
I don't
anymore.
enjoy them anymore.
Yeah.
I don't.
And I'm one of those people. I love McDonald's French fries. I don't eat them a lot, as well.
I don't like. I don't like. Personally, I don't like the McDonald's one.
Oh, really?
No. Okay. If I'm gonna eat the fries, I eat the one from Wendy's.
Wendy's. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I like the ones from Wendy's. Maybe I've tried them once or twice, but I love the McDonald's ones only when they are hot. So the moment that I get them and they're hot and they're nicely salted from the store, from the counter or whatever, I love them. And I normally get 2 large fries.
2 large fries.
Yes. Yeah, I do 2 large fries, and that's right. Because I mean I don't eat like the Big Macs or the chicken
nuggets
sandwiches or the nuggets or whatever. I don't eat all that. But from McDonald's, my wife loves them though. I mean I can get her nuggets and stuff like that, like in the drive-through. But I mean, when we are on a road trip or something like that, that's what we always eat. Like when we're driving far, and I always get like the 2 large fries because when they are hot, they're very tasty. Now the worst fries are McDonald's fries that are cold. Those are the worst.
They look
fries.
like they're not fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my story with French fries is I remember the first time I had French fries. I remember the taste. I remember it in my mind somehow. I've never recreated that taste ever. And I grew up with my grandparents, and my mom came to visit me from the city where she was working. So she brought French fries with
French
us.
fries. Yeah.
I didn't even know what this was. So and it had the tomato sauce as well.
Wow.
Man, it was very tasty. Very nice, and before I knew it, they were done. But they were cold. Remember, I mean, if you're traveling all the way from the city, man, it's a 2-hour bus
and there was no
ride.
microwave.
Of course, there was no microwave, and I guess you could want them on the fire. And I don't know. So I've looked for that taste ever. I've never found it again. Every time I've tried.
Even the ketchup, the tomato sauce, the ketchup. The ketchup in Africa is different than the one you eat over here.
Yeah, I think so. I've tasted the ketchup in Africa, and I've tasted the tomato sauce in Africa, and I don't think I've seen tomato sauce here. They only have ketchup here.
Ketchup, yeah.
But with the French press, man, I've ever tried to recreate that experience. I have never gotten that experience again with French fries. But I mean, I hope that at some point I'm able to recreate it. Now, when you were growing up, are there some things that you used to do as a child that you really miss and you wish to go back? I mean, there was boiling chicken for 2 hours and stuff like that, 3 hours and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I miss a lot. Yeah, especially back in home, the village.
Yeah.
I mean, going down, whatever we used to live, going down to the garden, getting the sugar canes,
You guys used to have sugar cane.
We used to have sugar canes down there, and then eating the guavas, just chilling in the village. The morning, no sound, no noise from the city, no cars driving around a lot, and no. I mean, you get the fresh air.
Yeah.
I miss that. That's what I miss a lot. Yeah, staying home and then taking care of the cattle down there.
Yeah, so you guys had cows and goats and sheep and
we used to
stuff
have
like
those.
that. Yeah.
Then you go down there and milking. What I miss is milking. Milking the cows.
So you actually used to,
I used to milk the cows with my 2 aunts.
Yeah. Did you ever try drinking directly from the cow?
I never. Yeah, of course you tried when you were young.
Yeah, when you were babies. Yeah.
The much I know is can't.
Yeah, that's interesting because I see the way. I mean, now everything is growing and development is happening, and I look at our like my daughter, for example. I'm like, man, is she gonna have the same experience like I did?
That's why they're being influenced with things which with us we see like they don't make sense to us, but they make sense. You know what we went through when we were young. It made us, how can I put it? It made us understand life in a different way.
Yeah.
Because life was a bit touchable. Life was a bit experience. You go through it and you learn that through
As you're
experience.
going through
Right
experience.
now, I see where things are heading with the kids you're raising. It's more electronically influenced.
Yeah.
I mean, they're building on. I say they're building on air. They're building things which are not
Virtual.
touchable, virtual stuff, which are not even touchable, which are not durable, which are not even traceable. You can lose it and you can trace it where it is.
Yeah.
Like this phone, it's touchable. Even I lose it, I can trace it. I see where it is. Where the world is heading to, people are having even our kids. They don't know where they're coming from, where they're heading to, because they don't understand even who they are. They just they're just existing. They know that's dad and mom. They don't know where dad came from. They don't know where the dad has a home. I mean, they are born in an apartment. They once you move from that apartment,
You don't have roots that touch you
bind
to.
you with that
Yeah.
apartment.
Yeah.
It's just it's not. Once you leave and you go to a different place, you can't go say, oh, I used to live here. No, you're not gonna come back. So that's why you say deep in us, especially me now, I feel like we're the last generations. Deep in me, I feel like if things go south, if things don't go straight the way I want, I have a mind in me. I have a place I can call home. I can have a place I can go. I have a place where I can run to, like a refuge place. These kids we are raising here, they don't have that sense of a refuge place.
The refuge is the apartment
The refuge is the apartment. So,
or the
I
home.
mean, the apartment, they
or
don't
the
own it.
or
You
the
have to
home
pay
in the
for rent.
suburb. Yeah.
You are paying for rent and everything. So they don't own it. Even this house, even the mortgage, I mean, it's a mortgaged house. So they miss a lot. And again, that's what I'm saying. Where the world is heading, we are losing it because touchable stuff. I mean, things which are real, like even the economy, where the economy is heading right now. When I look back where it came from, we used to have wealth, which is in terms of touchable stuff,
Yeah.
assets,
Yeah. Like real estate.
real
Yeah,
estate,
for example.
and people having visible assets. But right now, things are people are rich through
Yeah.
things which you don't see,
Yeah.
we don't own,
Holding like shareholding in companies.
shareholding, and you're gonna be told, you know what, we don't have anything. The company went down. You have
Yeah.
no place to follow to.
Yeah, and suddenly everything is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a way of maybe diversifying your investment. Maybe you could put some investment in all this um uh, shares or shareholding, and you could put other investment in real estate, and that way you diversify your
Yeah.
investment. Yeah. I was looking at some Facebook employees a couple of years ago, and I think that they Facebook was firing them or something, severing their employment, and it gave them what they call real estate in the metaverse. So the metaverse is like an imaginary, not imaginarily. I mean, it's a
A
digital
real estate
world
world,
that is created somewhere in the
which
metaverse.
which doesn't exist physically. You can go and
Yeah,
stay there.
of course you can go and stay there. You
You
can
see,
you can create something that can go and stay there.
you get something. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
now that's where you're heading to.
yeah. And like what you say is true. So finding that something that's gonna tie the experience of our children, or your children, as you put it, and the future, where they're headed, and how to create an experience that would ensure that they have a, a tangible home or a place of refuge. I think that's what our
That is,
generation needs to figure out.
yes.
Yeah, or your generation needs to figure out.
So another thing I wonder, right now everything's digital. Let's say even the money we have,
Yeah.
people, we have bank
It's ones and
accounts.
zeros, yes.
It's bank. We are in a bank. We have bank accounts, but that money is not digitally there. I mean, it's not physically there. It's just digital. You just go there, you swap your card.
Yeah.
It's they just exchange numbers. It's not like I paid $20 here. Like the bank is gonna bring the $20 and give this whatever whoever.
It's called data.
Yeah. So what's funny is, what if we wake up tomorrow and you find no credit card working? Nothing.
I hope that doesn't happen because I've not lived in the United States of America.
Okay, yeah, like right now, yeah, you're supposed to fly out.
Yeah.
What if the credit card doesn't work?
Well, if the credit card is not working, man, I'm screwed.
Where do you? So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We
I
are,
mean,
we are
if all these online payment systems
these
stop
things,
working,
these things.
yeah.
Actually, my wife was telling me
Mhm.
at any given time,
Mhm.
even you, I'm telling you,
Mhm.
you need to have like $2,000
Mhm.
cash
Mhm.
in your closet or whatever in your how do you call it, where
Mhm. My home,
in your home,
yeah,
in your the strong room, what do you call it, that
the
cupboard,
safe.
in your safe.
Mhm.
Yeah, you need to have that money.
Yeah, that is true because I remember actually a year ago there was a power outage in the city of so I was maybe 2 years
I
ago.
had in
It,
Toronto,
it was
like
in
the entire
Ottawa.
weekend.
It was the city of Ottawa, so like the capital of Canada. There was a massive, massive storm, and everything went down, and all the uh, uh, so there's no backup generators in most of these places because electricity never
It has never gone off.
it's
You know
never
what I
gone
mean?
off. So there was a power outage, man. Everything stopped working. Everything stopped working. I went to the
And the
store.
stores, they wanted cash.
The stores couldn't run because people don't have cash. Nobody has cash.
They tell you we can sell, but we cannot sell cash.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, and then another time it happened that for some reason I think the networks were not working, and the what do you call them, the PDQs, or the point of sale systems, they were not able to communicate with their servers, the bank servers, whatever they are, and so people couldn't pay.
That's true.
People couldn't pay with their credit cards, and so I think what they were saying is you can only pay with cash, or was it maybe
With a
the
debit
card,
card
either debit card or cash,
or
or
something, yeah.
maybe the debit card wasn't working, only the
Yeah.
credit cards were working, or
Yeah,
something like that.
something like that.
And I think that is scary.
So what I'm telling you right now, we are depending on digital platforms, a lot, digital systems. Sometimes we need to have, especially, I don't know how. Okay, of course, I'm not saying we don't go for them, but what I'm advocating, we need to know analog ones.
Yeah.
Also, they work.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to know how the analogs work. And like, okay, like driving a car is an automatic and a manual with the stick shift. Okay, that one is okay because I don't think we might come back to stick shift anymore.
Yeah.
People are going to, which is okay. But with the real life, with the experience of life, with everyday living, we need to know how we can survive with these digital systems.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that is what now, as a generation, you guys need to work on creating those systems and teaching your kids so that they can, or I don't know, finding a way of exposing your kids to systems that could teach them how to recreate those. But I think it's the children our children who would, I don't know, suffer from this if stuff were to go south.
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah.
Mostly. Because one thing, they don't know their identity.
Mm-hmm.
They're not African Americans
Mm-hmm.
who are born here. Okay, they know we came from Africa. They're not like African Americans who we found here.
Mm-hmm.
They're not Africans. They're not Kenyans. Whatever, like me, I'm from Kenya. They're not Kenyans.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we need to take time and then let them go visit, especially where they came from. Learn much values and cultural practices. and understand what we have over there. And any small property you have in Africa, let them know it.
Okay.
That's the thing.
So it's been nice hanging out with you, and nice talking about your traditions that have been forgotten, the future of education, and how parenting has been. This has been nice, man. Let's hang
Thank
out
you, man.
sometime again. All right, guys, this has been the Couch Connect. My name is Joab, and today we had Abel. See you in a few days.
Thank you.
Adios.
Bye.